Good evening, and welcome to the 2021 Fairfield University Athletics Hall of Fame ceremony. It is my pleasure to be a part of this wonderful occasion where we look to our past and honor the men and women whose accomplishments have shaped not just Fairfield athletics, but the whole of Fairfield University, for contemporaries and for future generations. We are grateful for these celebrations and the opportunity to bring our Fairfield community together, albeit in a virtual setting. And tonight, we certainly have a great deal to celebrate with the induction of this Hall of Fame class of 2021. It's fitting that during our year-long celebration of the 50th anniversary of Women at Fairfield, our honorees include 4 outstanding women student athletes, as well as one of the most successful women's teams in our history. And for me personally, I'm also thrilled to recognize one of Fairfield's finest teams in the sport of rugby, a sport that many of you may know was integral in my own college experience and personal development. Kristen Coleman, Ahna Johnson, Rachel Romansky, Michelle Yoshida, the 1968-69 men's rugby team, and the 1998 volleyball team are all exemplary representatives of what Fairfield students can accomplish, whether it be in athletics, academics, or any passion or career path that they pursue with a full heart and an open mind. Their achievements as student athletes and as alumni are an expression of our Jesuit traditions and emphasis on the whole person upon which Fairfield University was built. To strive for excellence in all things, to be men and women for and with others, and to be attentive to one's physical, mental, and spiritual growth. To tonight's honorees, thank you for representing Fairfield University both as dedicated student athletes and as proud alumni. While your records and statistics speak volumes, your contributions to our campus are truly immeasurable. It is my honor and privilege to be the first to express my gratitude this evening, and the first to refer to you all as Fairfield University Athletics Hall of Famers. To all watching, be well, God bless, and go Stags.
Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I'm happy to host tonight's virtual presentation as we honor 4 of the best student athletes and 2 of the greatest teams in Fairfield athletic history. While our ceremony may have a different feel, we will be just as celebratory as we have in the past. Tonight, we will honor 4 individuals who gave their all to excel and succeed not only individually, but as part of championship caliber teams that exceeded expectations and set standards that are still admired today. We will honor 2 teams that achieved greatness through their successes on the court and on the pitch, not just because they were talented, but because they came together as one mind and one spirit to surpass even their greatest dreams. We will look back and remember. We will remember and celebrate, and we will celebrate and honor the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2021. And so, let us start our celebration with a welcome from Fairfield University Director of Athletics, Paul Schlickmann.
Good evening, and welcome to the many friends and family of Stags Athletics who join us for this exciting event this evening. As the Director of Athletics, one of the responsibilities that I view with utmost respect, critical importance, and great joy is that of honoring the past. In that spirit, it is a privilege for me to serve on the Fairfield Athletics Hall of Fame Committee and play a direct role in this tradition of recognizing the incredible Stags who came before us. I am grateful for the leadership of our committee chair, Mr. Paul Houston, and the passionate group of alumni, staff, and supporters who comprise this year's committee. Their diligent assessment and thoughtful consideration of a highly qualified pool of nominees has resulted in a truly exceptional 2021 Hall of Fame class. It goes without saying that all of tonight's honorees had extraordinary careers in their respective sports, but their indelible impact on the university and on Stags athletics has continued well beyond their 4 years as student athletes. They are the champions, the record setters, and the standard bearers that continue to inspire and motivate the student athletes who follow in their footsteps. We stand on their shoulders on a daily basis as we strive to build upon their outstanding legacy. It is no coincidence that the programs represented in this year's class, volleyball, women's soccer, women's swimming, women's lacrosse, and men's rugby, are some of the Fairfield teams that rank among the best in their conference today. The foundation that has been laid by many, including the Hall of Famers that we enshrine tonight, is the bedrock upon which our future success will be built for seasons and generations to come. So, to all of tonight's inductees, to Kristen, Ahna, Rachel, and Michelle, to the members of the 1998 women's volleyball team, and to the members of the 1968 men's rugby team, it has been a pleasure meeting and conversing with you all throughout this virtual process. It is clear that your achievements in athletics are exceeded only by the caliber of your character and your success in life beyond Fairfield. I look forward to the days ahead where we can visit in person. Thank you all for your positive influence and lasting impact on Fairfield athletics and for your continued support of the university. Congratulations, and go Stags.
Thank you, Paul. We appreciate your leadership and guidance that has brought so much success to our athletics department. Fairfield University is proud to have inducted more than 140 student athletes and staff members into the Athletic Hall of Fame. Tonight, we add 4 individuals to this prestigious list and honor their contributions and their legacy to Stags athletics. Let's meet the Hall of Fame class of 2021. In just 3 seasons on the field, Kristin Coleman was able to become the all-time leading scorer in Fairfield women's lacrosse history. During those 3 campaigns, Kristin established school records for career points with 257 and career goals with 186. She established the school standard for single-season points with 90 during the 2008 season, most of which came as a result of her program record of 68 goals. For her efforts in 2008, Kristin was named the MAC Rookie of the Year, as well as the MAC Offensive Player of the Year. She earned her second MAC Offensive Player of the Year in the following season by compiling 88 points, just 2 points off her record-setting effort from the prior season. Kristin was an IWLCA All-Region Second Team selection and an All-MAC First Team pick each of her 3 seasons on the field. An injury prohibited her from playing her senior season, but her teammates still selected her as team captain. During her career, the Stags won all 18 MAC games played, posted a 47-10 overall record, and earned a win over Sacred Heart University in the NCAA Championship play-in round, advancing to the NCAA tournament. For her individual achievements and contributions to the team's overall success, we welcome Kristin Coleman, class of 2011, into the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Good evening, Fairfield Athletics. It's Kristin Coleman here from the women's lacrosse program. Thank you so much for this incredible honor. It's great to be back here, even via Zoom, 10 years after I've graduated, and be a part of this awesome group of women for the 50th anniversary. I want to start by thanking my parents who absolutely are two of the most influential people in my life. Coming from Maryland, they drove up and back to every game. As I was telling the AD and a couple other people this week, some of my fondest memories weren't just from games and being with my teammates, but really being in the car with my dad on the way he would drive me home from games, or we'd talk on the phone as he drove home. Those are really special times to me, and I can reflect back now being a parent. They're exactly the mom and dad that I want to be for my children. So thank you very much. I love you both dearly. My brothers, who were a huge support system for me, and always, you'll never find two people more enthusiastic about women's lacrosse that were guys. So thank you all. Love you too as well. Mike and Laura, thank you for really letting me be me, which I know was a lot to handle at times. I'm a big person. I'm 5'11", but with an even bigger personality. And you both just supported me and allowed me to be creative and, just the athlete that I was, that was kind of all over the place with as many goals as I had yellow cards. So thank you for your support and encouragement over the years. I had such amazing teammates, and actually I have to thank the parents of my teammates who were equally as motivating and encouraging of my career. We had 4 very special teams while I was there, one that made it to the NCAA, and my senior year team, which was particularly influential and special. That was the year I got hurt, so it was very difficult for me to kind of take a new role on the sidelines and a new style of leadership, but everybody there made sure that I was doing well and however they could help and be supportive of me. So I have to give a special shout out to the 2011 team. Of course, my specific class, me, Becca, Brittany, and Katie, small but mighty. We all had very different personalities, very different styles of play, but we're really the best tiny little group of girls you could have for a team. And we really hung in there all 4 years, even when we started with a class of a lot more. And it was important for us to have a successful 4 years and a successful run, which I think we did. I definitely want to thank Fairfield. The experience I had there was truly amazing. And now as a coach, I definitely encourage my kids to look for a school that not only suits them athletically, but really everything from the town to the teachers to the academic opportunities. You really should be able to thrive and be successful there in a number of ways. And Fairfield did that for me. And that's why I'm so adamant about sending some of the players that I coach up to Fairfield. And I'll have 7 girls have played for me that are now playing at Fairfield. And it's easy to be proud and promote a school that you had such a phenomenal experience at. So thank you, Fairfield. And lastly, my husband, we've got 3 beautiful kids right now, Emery, Finley, and Cole. And one of my favorite things to do besides being their mom is really coaching and following my passion in terms of sticking with the game. And I'm only able to do that because of his support and watching the kids and bringing them up to my games and my practices. So I really can balance being a mom, but then also coaching and doing what I really love to do. So thank you all very much, and congratulations to all the other women this year.
Student athlete was a term that Ahna Johnson certainly took to heart during her 4 years with the Fairfield University women's soccer program. She earned All-American honors not only for her play in the pitch, but also for her success in the classroom. The National Soccer Coaches Association of America named her an All-American following the 2008 season, which made her the first and only Fairfield women's soccer player to earn that distinction. During her senior year, she was also an academic All-American and an NSCAA Scholar Athlete All-American. As a senior, she tallied 15 goals and 34 total points to secure the MAC Offensive Player of the Year award. Ahna ranked 7th in school history with 71 career points and shares 5th place on the Stags career goals list with 29. In addition to her Player of the Year award, Ahna was decorated by the conference with 3 All-MAC first-team accolades. She led the Stags to a MAC championship and NCAA postseason play in 2005 and 2008, earning the MAC Championship MVP as a senior after registering 3 goals in the tournament final. The Stags managed to win 45 matches during her 4-year stay at Fairfield University. For her accomplishment on the pitch and in the classroom, we induct Ahna Johnson, class of 2009, into the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you and good evening. First of all, I want to say congratulations to the other award winners today. I'm truly honored to be recognized with you all. I also want to extend a huge thank you to those at the university who selected me, and to all those folks behind the scenes who've worked to make this event happen in such a strange time. In my time at Fairfield, I was fortunate to be a member of 2 conference championship teams, and we weren't favored to win in either of those years. But in both of those seasons, we had a team that was greater than the sum of its parts, because we all truly cared about each other. I think that in soccer, a player isn't defined just by her skill with a ball, but by how she influences her team on and off the field. And I like to think that this award is recognition of the fact that I was a good teammate. I became the player and the person I am thanks to many wonderful people in my life, and I'm incredibly grateful to all of them for making me who I am. Some of those people are my mom and dad, who always allowed me to be myself and happily encouraged me to play sports. My brothers, who are and always have been my best friends and my most honest critics. My youth soccer coach, who made it fun to play the game. My best friend's dad, who was a real student of the game and used to show me tapes of national team matches and dissect the play. My premier coach, who gave me an evaluation note card at age 13 with a bullet point that read, "You can be one of the best players here and on your high school team. Believe it." My high school coach, who challenged me as a player from the beginning and made me into a true soccer player. And my Fairfield coach, Jim O'Brien, who went out on a limb to bring me to play here. In my years at Fairfield, he always demanded my best, and most importantly, he always believed in me, which made me believe in myself. I credit my college success to that belief. My freshman year at Fairfield was also Coach O'Brien's first as head coach, and that year we won the MAC tournament as a 5 seed. We had a foundation of upperclassmen who were the heart of our team. Coach saw that and worked with them to turn the program in a direction that everyone could believe in, and it resulted in a truly cohesive team. And then in my senior year, we had a freshman class of 11, but Coach worked with all of us to again mold the team into a unified group, and we won another conference tournament as an underdog. All of these people and many others taught me much more important things than how to dribble or shoot, and it's what I learned beyond the skills of the game that translated to my team's successes on the field. I hope that my years at Fairfield won't be remembered for my or my teammates' individual contributions, but for what a team can become when players and coaches truly care about each other and work to make something special. Thank you again for this award, and go Stags.
Setting marks that few others have established is certainly a characteristic of a Hall of Famer. Rachel Romansky did just that as a setter for the Fairfield University women's volleyball program. From 2010 to 2013, Rachel dominated and quickly established herself as the benchmark for that position. She remains the only student athlete to earn 3 MAC Setter of the Year awards, which she complemented by her 2 All-MAC first-team berths. With Rachel running the offense, Fairfield Volleyball won back-to-back MAC regular season and conference tournament titles, accomplishments that sent the Stags to consecutive NCAA tournaments. Rachel's play in the postseason was highlighted by nods to the MAC All-Championship team in each of her 4 seasons with the program, along with the championship MVP during the Stags' 2013 title run. Her name is scattered throughout the Fairfield Volleyball record book, including the number 2 position with 4,552 career assists and the 13th slot with 1,132 career digs. Rachel occupies 2 of the top 10 single-season assist marks, registering 1,227 in 2011 and 1,192 in 2012. For her achievements on the court and for her role in the program's championship runs, we welcome Rachel Romansky, class of 2014 into the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame.
I first wanted to say I am so grateful to be sitting accepting this award. It is an honor and I am extremely happy. Thank you to the university for selecting me along with the other women and teams of this class. It was Fairfield that allowed me to grow as an athlete and a woman. I not only left Fairfield with a degree, but I left with so many memories, life lessons, and opportunities. I also want to thank my family, my parents and my sister. My mom and my dad did everything they could have to help me succeed. If it were not for them, I would have not been in the gym that day in DC, where I was recruited to play at Fairfield. They were the ones who drove me to every practice, tournament, held my hand when I was injured, was a shoulder to cry on when there was tough losses. I could have not made it to Fairfield without their support. I want to thank all the coaches who also guided me along the way, especially Alia and Sarah. When I was younger, I was never the biggest or most athletic, but I worked hard always. I have always had an underdog mentality, and I think that's what made me so competitive and wanting more. Fairfield not only allowed my competitiveness to shine, but they took a chance on the underdog. Never would I have thought I would be receiving this award. I always strive for greatness, and to me, being inducted into the Hall of Fame is greatness. I remember I was first introduced to volleyball by my mom. She coached a boys team at my Catholic school. She used to drag my sister and I to games, and we would sit on the bench and watch. I remember watching in awe as they would maneuver around the court. That's when I decided to draw a net on the back brick wall at my parents' with some chalk. I would serve and pass to myself over and over again. You can still see that chalk net at my parents' backyard. Summers were some of my fondest memories as an athlete because it meant volleyball camp, which every player knows, camp is from 8 to 5 volleyball. I loved every minute of camp. I couldn't get enough of the playing. This is where I think I deemed my competitive nature. I always wanted to be on the court with the bigger girls, the older girls, the faster girls. Camp is where I got taught the technical skills I needed to be a better player. It was camp that I was introduced to Coach Frank Labriscia. Frank was one of the coaches that I connected with as an athlete. It was camp that I was then asked to play a large tournament, and I was all in. We were supposed to be a throw together team, never played together, lacked chemistry, and then the other teams were just supposed to beat us, a stepping stone, so they could go on and win the tournament. But the opposite happened. We started beating teams. We made it all the way to semifinals. This was the first time I got that rush of being in an arena with crowds watching us and cheering us on. It was after this Crossroads tournament, my mom and Frank decided to start a club for underprivileged girls to play volleyball at higher levels. I was on the team and Frank coached me. He was tough, but he had all the knowledge. Frank not only taught me the technical part, but he taught me the mentality of game, the competitiveness, and the leadership tools I needed. He was always tough on me. I remember he told me to stop tipping and set my hitters, stop being selfish. And this was a hard pill for me to swallow and cut pretty deep in my confidence. That day, I learned it wasn't about me. It was about all the players. If we wanted to win, I had to take care of my teammates. I want to thank Coach Frank for really shaping me as a leader and a player. It was then that I was a senior in high school when recruiting began. It was my last club tournament in DC when Ollie and Sarah recruited me. I got the phone call. They asked me for a visit. I went alone. It was a new world. A girl from the mountains of Colorado flying across the country to this busy life of the East Coast. I had no idea what to expect. It was my 5th recruiting trip, and I had to make my decision soon. The coaches picked me up from the airport. We drove a little over an hour. We pulled up to this castle-like building hidden away in beautiful trees. I still remember the stag statue in the middle of campus. I then was brought into the gym. Stepping into Alumni Hall was breathtaking. We walked in and I stopped. I'd never seen a court like this. It was like the movies, huge bleachers, massive scoreboard, banners all over with championships. Once I stepped in that gym, I knew I had to be there. I wanted to be on those banners. A week later, I was committed to Fairfield. That's where my journey began. I remember leaving Colorado, making my way to Connecticut. It was a new place, a new world, and I was there for one thing, and that was to play the great game I loved. Preseason was hard, games were hard, but I'll always remember the feeling of playing an alumni. On that court was everything. The feeling of coming out of the locker room on game day was chilling and exciting. There's one fond memory I always remember was a championship game in 2012 against our rival Siena. It was at home. and it was intense. Every point seemed like it could have changed the outcome of the game. We played 5 sets and won by 2. It was incredible. The game was the true meaning of grit. That game is where I felt I became the player I dreamed of becoming. Receiving the Setter of the Year 3 times, the MVP and the Athlete of the Year award just added to the accomplishments of the player I was becoming. But today, being inducted to the Hall of Fame is an honor, one I had never dreamed of, but I am so excited and grateful for this achievement. Go Stags!
Performing in the spotlight was something that seemed to come naturally for Michelle Yoshida. She is the Stags' most decorated swimmer when it comes to the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference Swimming and Diving Championships. During her career, Michelle earned 9 gold medals and 12 total individual medals during her 4-year stay at Fairfield at the Max. She became the first ever triple champion in 2009 when she captured the 50-yard, 100-yard, and 200-yard freestyle titles at the conference championship, an accomplishment she recreated 1 year later by winning all 3 events in 2010. Michelle was the team's top scorer throughout her 4 seasons with the program and left Fairfield as the program's all-time leading scorer at the MAC championships. She graduated as the fastest swimmer in Fairfield history and is the current record holder in the 100-yard freestyle, the 100-yard backstroke, and the 200-yard backstroke. Her excellence extended into the classroom as a member of the MAC all-academic team. For her success in the pool and in the classroom, we induct Michelle Yoshida, class of 2012, into the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Aloha from Hawaii. I want to thank the Athletic Director Paul Schlickmann, the Fairfield Athletics Department, as well as the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for the honor of being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. It's an added bonus to be inducted in an all-female class in which we celebrate the 50th anniversary of women at Fairfield. I started swimming in 3rd grade, and the only reason why is because in after-school care, I wanted to join the cool kids that went to the pool every day. Fast forward to swimming in high school, college, and now looking back, it's one of the best decisions my parents ever let me make. Swimming has instilled so many values important to me, and I wouldn't be where I am today without it. I want to thank my parents and family for taking me to endless practices, sometimes twice a day, swim meets, and also flying all the way to the East Coast throughout college to cheer me on. Thank you to my coaches throughout my career, as well, especially to the coaches at Fairfield. Bill Farley introduced me to Fairfield University, and I'll always be thankful for that. In addition to being able to compete at NCAA Division I level, I was able to live in a totally different part of the world, spend more time with my relatives in Connecticut, all while receiving a great education at Fairfield. If it hadn't been for this path, I probably wouldn't have ended up living in New York City as I do now if it weren't for this pandemic. Looking back, I can understand and appreciate the large part of that Fairfield has played in my life. I also want to thank Dan Venner, Jeremy Howard, and Kim Matteries for always being there for me, motivating and pushing me when I needed it most. This honor has caused me to reflect on my college years at Fairfield. I remember having to crawl out of the warm bed, and trudging through the snow at 5:30 in the morning, handling the stress of competing, the long bus rides with our team, and all the other sacrifices athletes had to make. But I also remember many of the fun times with my teammates, especially some of our training trips, to Puerto Rico and to Hawaii, where I really enjoyed sharing the highlights of my home with my team. I'm thankful for being a part of the swimming and diving team. I've met so many great people and made some of my closest friends through swimming, and that is one of the things that I will be most grateful for. Lastly, I'd like to congratulate my fellow individual inductees, Kristen Coleman, Ahna Johnson, and Rachel Romansky. It's been a pleasure to learn about their extensive achievements, and I'm honored to be among such decorated athletes recognized today. Thank you.
In addition to the individual achievement, the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame Committee also examines excellence by teams. During the selection process, teams are considered for enshrinement into the Hall of Fame based on their accomplishments within the realm of competition. Tonight, we induct two teams that achieved greatness with their success on the pitch and on the court. We will honor the 1968-69 rugby team, as well as the 1998 volleyball team for their achievements. The 1968-69 Fairfield University rugby team enjoyed unprecedented success during its run through the fall and spring campaigns. Over the course of the academic year, the team posted a combined 12-3-1 overall record that included a victory over Columbia Old Blue, which I know is important because I was there, which was ranked third in the nation and the top-ranked team in the Eastern Rugby Union. The 14-5 homecoming win halted Old Blue's 29-game winning streak. The team finished the fall campaign with a 7-1 record and allowed only 20 points in those 8 contests. In addition, Fairfield earned a spot in the New England Collegiate Championship Invitational Tournament. Fairfield carried its fall success into the spring campaign, posting a 5-1-1 mark, which included wins over Westchester and Fordham, as well as Georgetown. Perhaps most memorable from that season was the dedication of Lieutenant Hans Grauert Memorial Field, possibly the only college field in the country dedicated to the sport of rugby. The team capped that day with an impressive win over Pennsylvania to keep its unbeaten record intact. Despite facing what was considered one of the toughest schedules in the history of the program, the 1968-69 team exceeded expectations with wins over nationally ranked teams and earning postseason berths. For this unprecedented success, the 1968-69 rugby team is welcomed into the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame.
To the members of the 1968-69 Fairfield University rugby team, on behalf of Fairfield University and Stags Athletics, I would like to officially welcome you all as members of the Fairfield Athletics Hall of Fame.
Hey, thank you.
Hello, my name is Tom Crowley, class of 1969. I was the co-captain of the men's rugby team in 1968 and 1969. First, let me congratulate the other Hall of Fame inductees. It's an honor for our team to be a part of this celebration with them. Congratulations to these fine athletes and their teams. 1969, what was Fairfield like in 1969? It was quite different. 1,400 all-male students. Rugby was different too. 40-minute halves, no substitutions, placed great emphasis on endurance and playing through injuries. But rugby then and now is still a true team sport with 15 players of all sizes competing against another team of 15. Our team had approximately 100 members, about 7% of the student body. There were no stars on the 1969 team. Not one of us would ever make the Hall of Fame as individuals. We used to joke that we made up for our lack of size by being slow, but we made up for our lack of stars by focusing on teamwork and spirit. You see that teamwork and spirit evident today in the successful men's and rugby teams of Fairfield University. We were proud, like they are, to represent this great university. Actually, the 1969 team owes its success to the classes ahead of us and right behind us. Why do I say that? In 1969, rugby was run by the students. There were no coaches. All the training, the schedules, the finances, the selection of the team members came from the students themselves. Our team learned the game, good sportsmanship, and leadership from the classes of 66, 67, and 68. The 69 team was supported by the classes of 70, 71, and 72, whose members competed intensely for competitive positions on Saturday's teams. While competitors during the week We've become friends for life. We have friends from the classes of 66 through 72. Competition on the field was intense. Most weekends we fielded 4 teams, A, B, C, and D teams. There was practice 3 days a week, and everybody pushed to play on Saturday. That made us a lot better. The competition on the field made us a lot better as well. Our competing universities were the major Eastern universities like Georgetown, Holy Cross, UMass, Penn, and Fordham. On top of that, we competed against the senior men's teams from New York City and the metropolitan area. Columbia Business School, Westchester, Manhattan, Old Blue. These teams usually featured expatriate players from Europe, way more experienced than we were. But this competition made us better. What we learned from rugby was competition, camaraderie, and discipline. These are lessons for life. We're proud of the legacy of the classes of 66 through 72. They averaged 9 wins and 5 losses per year, a total of 61 wins. The 69 team added 12 wins and 3 losses to that total. We're proud of the Friends of Fairfield Rugby, and in particular, today's men's and women's teams. We're grateful to the athletic department, the university, for this singular honor, and I want to thank you for the hundreds of players involved with the 1969 men's rugby team. And now I'd like to pass it off to my teammate, Dr. Kurt Schlickmann. Take it away, Kurt.
Thanks, Tom. I've got the ball. Hi, I'm Kurt Schlickmann from the class of 1970. And as Tom said, it's an honor to be here on this particular occasion. And as Tom said, the competition that we played through pain. We never gave up. And that set the groundwork for us, for the careers that we've had and the life that we've lived. We're proud that over 2,500 men and women have played rugby at Fairfield University. And our success and drive has led to an ongoing commitment to the rugby club at Fairfield University. And that includes, as Tom mentioned, the establishment of the Friends of Fairfield Rugby, supporting women's rugby, which is celebrating its anniversary as well. We had our 50th anniversary one balmy night, and over 800 people were in a tent up on Bellarmine Lawn, and that was the largest anniversary sports event in Fairfield's history. We've established rugby scholarships. We've supported the appointment of the director of rugby, Tom O'Connor, in the athletic department. COBRA is a program that was started by Fairfield alumni to bring rugby to men and women in the public schools in Bridgeport, Connecticut. This coming fall, Tom O'Connor, the director of rugby, expects to have 100 men and 50 to 60 women on the various rugby teams. And this is part of our legacy. We have also been very strong supporters of Fairfield University. 3 rugby alumni have served on the board of trustees. John Swanhouse, Bill Egan of the nursing school, and Bill Conley, who was president of the 68-69 club, who passed away, in fact, just last week, but he was aware of the honor that we've received. And it's just great to be part of something that's an ongoing legacy at Fairfield University. Thank you.
The 1998 volleyball team presented one of the most prolific seasons of Fairfield University's storied program history. The team posted 35 wins that season and produced a 27-match winning streak, numbers that within themselves merit attention. Within those numbers lies victories against teams from Power 5 conferences, like the University of Alabama and the University of Iowa, not to mention a road win over Miami University that ended the season with a top 25 RPA rating. But perhaps the most memorable match of the campaign came in Alumni Hall, when nearly 1,000 fans witnessed the Stags defeat the University of Notre Dame in 5 sets, sending notice to the volleyball community that this team was ready to take its rightful place among the elite programs. Under the guidance of head coach Todd Kress, Fairfield would finish the MAC season unbeaten and would sweep through the conference's postseason tournament to claim a berth in the NCAA tournament. Fairfield traveled to regional play at Penn State University, where it would face Clemson University in an opening match. Despite injuries to key student athletes, the Stags held their own against the Tigers before falling to end the season with a 35-2 campaign. For their success on the regional and national stage, the 1998 volleyball team is inducted into the Fairfield University Athletic Hall of Fame.
On behalf of Fairfield University and Stags Athletics, I would like to officially welcome you all as members of the Fairfield Athletics Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Hey everybody, I'm Todd Kress, head volleyball coach here at Fairfield University. I also had the pleasure to be coaching back here in the 1990s, and one of the teams that I had the honor to be a part of was the 1998 Fairfield University women's volleyball team, which this year is being inducted into the Fairfield University Athletic Department Hall of Fame. I want to thank everyone that had a part in this induction. I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee and the Fairfield University Athletic Department. That 1998 team was special. I mentioned that team to almost every team that I've coached since 1998. They established the standard here at Fairfield. They established a standard of excellence, a standard of commitment, determination, and sacrifice. They were special student athletes, but they're also very special people to me and to Fairfield University. That team in 1998 was 35-2, top 23, top 25 in the country, as we ended up 23rd in the country. Won the MAC championship down in Orlando, Florida, went on to play Clemson in the NCAA tournament. We were undefeated. That team went undefeated in 98 in conference. The player of the year was Sarah Lean. The team captains were Liz Bauer and Jen McLaughlin. And Joanne Saunders was a 4-year starter here and went on to set many, many records for Fairfield volleyball. So again, I just want to thank everyone. Most importantly, I want to acknowledge the 1998 team again, not for their successes on the court, but what they've done off the court as well. They're tremendous people. They've done many, many great things in their communities. They're educators, they're parents. And again, it was my honor to have the privilege to coach them in 98. So again, thanks to everyone, and Stags up.
Thank you for joining us tonight as we celebrated the best of the best. Fairfield University has a strong, rich tradition of athletics, and tonight further illustrates our commitment to excellence. On behalf of the university community, congratulations to our Hall of Fame class of 2021, as well as the 1968 and 69 rugby team and the 1998 volleyball team. We look forward to seeing you all when we honor another class of Fairfield greats. And always remember, go Stags.